mark those off. Hope you don't need magic where you're going, bud.
He's also logging on.
Oh, that's right.
Space, the final frontier.
I love how it has that like brief period where it's like you were live 3 seconds ago. And I'm
Yeah,
like, no, I'm still live.
Yeah.
It's just like,
There we go.
were you?
Hey. Okay, make sure I don't hear my voice because that will drive me insane.
All you gotta do is mute your phone.
Yeah, that's why.
Immense amounts of psychic damage.
It's like I hated it. Trainee was watching me.
Who's got it going? Is it me?
It's me.
Why? I don't understand what that was. bud.
Good catch. I thought that was part of the background.
I literally was just like, who's got it going? Me.
That was me, yeah.
I'm not gonna fix it though, because I would like to hear the echo.
I thought it was part of the background mumble from your video. I
No.
wasn't sure. Or the sound effects.
Do this. Wrong command. This will have to. I realized this afterwards that I probably should have done this first. Ooh. Thank you.
Ow.
Appreciate you, Chrissy. I have a real big problem because I keep trying to like set the followers goal at to get to 400. But the problem is it will count the people going into Facebook as well.
Oh.
And so it's kind of like, hey man, congratulations, you hit your goal. And it's just like, I did get X amount of followers. But also, you know, it didn't technically hit me at 400, but, you know, appreciate it.
Why haven't you made it 420?
I need 69 subs, 420 followers, and 1337 bits.
Don't forget 9009.
It's over 9,000! Alright, there we go. Now that you've had an extreme close-up of my face, now for some time, let's actually get to it. Alright. And of course, grab the most important tool I need for
Press
this.
the old vocal cords.
Can you go grab me the paper towels while I do the intro?
Yes.
Alright. Where last we left off, we had a run-in with some Mardicath simulacrums while dealing with the Western Isles. You helped lead a revolution and thus maybe not save, but help the soldiers take in and retake the Western Isles. You learned a secret about Chieftain Takashi.
Blew my mind.
Did it really?
Just like when I was a kid and played Metroid.
And then, after some deliberation about what to do next, you decided now is the time to go back to the Fingers, because an army left idle with no leadership and no orders
Yeah.
tends to do some pretty fucked up shit historically.
Yeah.
You were gonna take set up a base of operations in a magnificent mansion. You've such changed ideas, but we'll get into that when we get into it. From that point forward, I'd say you're at your home base in the Fingers. Your tribe. The game is yours, gentlemen.
Alright. Who's currently among us?
Traitors,
Oh.
imposters.
Fuck.
You have, your mother.
Yeah.
Kaylin's there. They did greet you. They did get you set up, but it's still a day. Preparations are still being made. They're around, but they are.
Right.
Everybody's got something they're doing.
Alright, just wanted to make sure I wasn't just walking out of the conversation on...
No. Like, everybody it was kind of like a greet and sort of like a hey. Because remember, originally you had, like, I'm going to go, and you were going to be like, I was going to go set up a magnificent mansion.
Right.
So it was one of those like, hey, we're here, our hospitality extends to you, but we got stuff to do too.
Yep.
I'll catch you later.
Yep. Alright.
So Korvac, what you gonna do?
Well, I told you what I was gonna do. I'm gonna go take a look at that army over there. No, don't give me that face.
What?
You
I like how Western you became. Oh, I'm going to go to that army over there.
yeah.
How do you think you're gonna win them over?
Normally how I always do, not with my mouth, but
To start stabbing?
Yeah,
With your mouth?
not with my mouth.
Like a fucking
I will blow every one of you. Did you... He gave him some spells,
Yes.
so that'll probably come into play.
Yes.
As you extended some spells.
For those who just want to know, I now can cast Heal, Counterspell, and my haste is back. Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought a power word Stern was going to come up. Stern.
Stern. Yeah, but like,
How Korvac got his haste back.
Counterspell's just so sweet.
It is a good spell. It is a good spell.
So Mac, I guess I'll see you tonight.
Absolutely. I think I'm gonna go visit Rasalama. I think I have a conversation I need to have with Isilith.
You think you planning on taking him along?
If I can. I think he would be a valuable asset to our crew.
Now, this is just because I've had little interaction with him, but he seems shaky. Just
Yeah.
make sure wherever we're going to do with him, he's not going to get forced into a position where he is turned by Marikath.
I'll suss it out.
Alright.
Is there anything else I can do for you, Mr. Korvac?
No, that'll be all?
You have your Ring of Sending, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll see you on the other side.
See ya.
I guess on that note, I will teleport. Well, should I send to Rasalama first? That'd probably be a good move.
As long as you can find a way to send back to me if something were to happen.
I can improvise.
Okay.
I would.
Good enough, I guess.
I'd like to use my sending ring to send to the Grand Poobah, whose name escapes me at this time.
How about... Do you really think it's Grand Poobah?
No, it's not.
Well, what did I always tell you about these sorts of things?
You write it down.
Which means you should have it, right?
Hi, Alkir. The Thay Alkir, yes, High Seer.
High
Yes,
Seer.
High Seer. I'd like to send to the High Seer.
You mean the Grand Poobah?
Yes, the Grand Poobah.
Yeah, okay.
Tomato, tomato. Hello, High Seer. It is me, Mac Fleetfoot. I am coming to visit you post haste. Thank you very much. I have news to discuss.
You were here 2 days ago.
I hate you.
Good. A meeting of the minds. And of the great powers would probably be mutually beneficial. We are expecting you in the palace.
He specifically said in the.
Then I will
Ghost.
then I will teleport to the
He
palace.
teleports to the
I will
library.
teleport to the library, and from there walk the cities until I get to the palace.
I walk the cities and hopefully run into something where I can fuck something up again.
Is there another Dio, reanimated corpse of a dead ally?
I just really want to do some property damage.
More dead fucking poor people. Anything in this city I can fuck up. I got no werewolves this time, but oh boy, that doesn't stop me from. Just ask Normie what I can do.
God, it sounds like you should be speaking in Justin Roland's voice.
Which one's Justin Roland again?
He's the one opposite Dan Harmon. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. You know the palace. Opposite. Well, not opposite. If Rosalama was a clock, as it is a circle, and the center of the library is the center of the clock, like where the hands all are held down. The palace is at 12 o'clock, so, roughly. It's built up into the wall, so you kind of have to walk up a couple of markets. And it's opulent, but not horribly so, not gaudily so. Golden inlays, high towers. But you can tell almost immediately, yes, these towers are high, and yes, they have, rather golden inlays, but there's still like a strategic value. They're not high because it's imposing. They're high because they can see forever on the desert. The golden inlays, while although pretty and, maybe showing a large amount of wealth, also create a large glint for those to see in the distance. So it doesn't matter how far away you are, you can see Rosalama. So, and also kind of blinds the enemies when they look to the tower. There is a lot of guards there, more so than there usually is. None of the guards that you see are the ones that were there the day that Marduketh was
He
there.
fired them all. They're gone.
Make a perception check.
That's cocked.
Stop rolling there. Uh-oh, that doesn't look much better.
13.
Will I give it to you with the 13? I don't think. No, I don't think it will. I'll just say, you definitely don't see those guards anywhere around here.
Oh.
Alright. But you make your way up the castle. You're not even there. You make your way up the castle.
He's like 4. He's like fucking Obi-Wan over my shoulder.
He's like in the clouds. Hey, back.
I like that better.
Where are the guards? Can I roll perception? They're over there. You make your way up. One of the guard captains looks to you. I expect you to be Mac.
That is me.
The High Seer is expecting you. And he kind of gestures inwards where there's an attendant waiting for you. Follow me, please. And she guides you through the halls until you eventually get to his king's chamber. It's kind of... he has multiple. The one he's currently in right now is kind of like an open-air atrium in the middle of the palace. And it's a rather modest chair, just kind of wooden. It is centered and kind of on the back wall centered. But it is... you kind of walk in the opposite side. It's nice. It's like the perfect level of like shade, but you still know that you're outside. There's like a stream that they've constructed to run through it. It's quiet. You can see it's kind of a place where it's like, I want to be, but also kind of think and stuff. There's a few people fanning him. There's a bunch more guards than you'd expect, and a few assistants. Also, let's change this ambient noise.
Hear thee, hear thee.
Ah, Mac. Good of you to see. I'm glad to have heard from you. What is it that I can do for you?
Is there a chair I may sit in?
There's chairs everywhere, kind of thing. Like, you can grab one and pull it up to him.
I take a chair and I sit down.
Not that one, no!
Kill him!
He chose poorly! He chose one that equals the size of the throne! Kill him!
Well, I've come to,
Barter?
I have coin. I've come to speak with you in regards to,
The situation.
yes. So as of right now, may I make a perception check just in the room?
Absolutely.
He's doing one of those shifty eyes, like.
Dirty 20.
Is there anything in specific that you're looking for?
I want to know how many people are in here, and because this is more of a private conversation, I'm trying to suss out if these people can be trusted to be here. Marduk just as like fucking, a guard just in the corner.
Just still wearing, like, the cloak and everything. He's just got the helmet on and the spear. I think that's Marduketh over there. Like, fucking 47.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm sorry, you were a 16-year-old boy, now you're a fully grown man in ill-fitting clothing who's bald with a barcode on the back of your head? I have a package for you. I'm like, no, I don't think so, hitman. There's probably about... in the room, 12. Watching you, many more. It is an open air room so that the high walls around you do have walkways. There are people watching, looking at you. There are crossbowmen, archers. You don't imagine they can hear you, but there are people within eyesight. The two people fanning him on either side can definitely hear you. His closest guards in the room can definitely hear you. So that's 6 right there. And then probably most of the council. So it's about 10 people that can hear you.
I don't mean to impose, but do we consider the group that's in here to be a fully secure group of people to be speaking to?
It's an understandable question, especially after how shaken the loyalty of my people were. Measures have been taken to guarantee that those that are here are loyal.
May I make an insight roll to see if he believes what he just said?
Go ahead.
Well, let's read my opal die. Oh, let's not use my opal die. 5.
It's hard to say, really. You don't really know.
As you know.
I am sure you saw them coming in.
Who? I'm sorry?
The guards who betrayed us.
What?
They're on display at the staircase leading up here.
Man, I know that's what you were getting at, but at the same time, like, I didn't really see this man doing that, but he did.
What fucking choice did he have?
Yeah.
You can't fucking let people know that it's okay to do that.
True.
You know?
Ooh, that does make sense. I've had a lot on my mind, so I really didn't think about it.
I thought it barbaric myself. But my generals have reassured me that all soldiers are aware that in times of war, defection is tantamount to traitorship. And the punishment for that is death.
I like that stutter because at the same time it makes him feel like he didn't want to do it, but he did it anyways.
What news out of Rossalama in regards to the Marduketh situation? Has anything developed beyond a changing of leadership?
From what we can imagine, that one was supposed to be enough. I don't think he was expecting to find you here. I don't think he was expecting to find any problems.
I think he was
Also, the man who was here might have taken care of the other ones, unbeknownst to us as well, as a favor. I'm not sure. But what I do know is no inherent attempts have been made thus far that we've witnessed. There could be people in the city, of course, but as of right now, All's quiet.
What of Isilith?
All's quiet.
In a little bit, would he be able to join us?
You can certainly try.
What do you mean?
He's not to answer to my beck and call. He's not my soldier.
Do you know where he is?
I never know where he is. He's given free ring over this land as if it were all his property. In exchange, he keeps us safe. He can hide in any rafter he wishes. That's the life he wishes to live.
Man, I don't want to make myself misheard. I don't think he's trying to betray us. It's just I wish to speak with him. In regards
I don't
to...
think you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm not suggesting that.
No.
What I'm saying is, I don't have a fucking line to him. I can't snap my fingers and make him come. If you wish for him to be here, you ask him to be here.
I wish he was here.
Ah! Just like mid-thrust, naked, cock hard. Oh, I was busy!
So, let me bring you up to date and what us at the Crenshaw Foundation have been up to. Graf has sided with us. Fully. Nesmith has sided with us. Reginald and Regina will not be a problem.
You killed him.
I love how every time he says it like that, it's just like, you killed him.
No, we did not. We gave them an out from this civil war because they really weren't that interested.
You killed them.
In a way, they will not be a problem. We have.
I love it. Just quit using analogies for killing. They're no longer an issue. What do you mean? They've been taken care of. What do you mean? They've been dealt with. They're
No
out
longer.
of this mortal coil.
They're no longer of this world.
A long time ago, we were bequeathed 2 rings by the god of mercantilism, and those rings allowed the wearer of those rings to be teleported to another dimension, one in which they can no longer escape. That dimension is meant to be the paradise in which they most hold dear.
Sounds more like a prison.
Not to them.
Well,
There is no exit from that, but that's exactly what they wanted.
to me, your stories are wild and crazy. But I'm glad they are so. If you wish to call upon Isilith, I'm sure you have the magic to do so.
At this time, I don't.
You're not going to burn your wish to cast Sending?
I do not have wish.
I just love the idea of burning a 9th level spell because you don't have the 2nd level spell. I'm going to burn my wish to cast Shield.
I will be honest with you. I'm actually quite depleted on spells at the moment because me and Korvac just got finished murdering some.
He did it.
Remember earlier when I said, hey, aren't you going to make that magnificent mansion last session? And you're like, come on, man, it's early in the day. Why would we do that? It's not early in the day for this boy, is it?
Yeah.
He gestures to someone who you get the idea of his council is probably his court wizard. And he signals. You can't hear what he says because that's the way the sending spell works. Takes a moment. But he looks back. He is on his way.
I'm sure, as you've already figured out, a civil war against Mardekaf would not be a very advantageous move on our part.
My friend, we are already in a civil war with Mardekaf.
The longer this war would drag out, the less likely we have a chance of winning.
Then we cut off the head of the snake.
Exactly. That is what we are planning to do very, very, very soon.
How do you expect Rasalama to help you? We are on the other side of Pangaea.
I don't expect Rasalama to provide help. I expect Isilith to provide help.
Then
Not-
we are to be left unguarded?
That's the dangerous part. I don't think we can do this without Isilith's help.
What about him is something that you do not have?
His rogueness.
Then as soon as you say that, you hear from above you, sitting in one of the many trees, almost as if he's been there the entire time. It's always my rogueness they want.
Hello, Isilith.
He lets himself down. You know, full regalia. He's got a spear on him. You guys would be spear throws.
Oh my god.
I think it's more of a glaive, but
Yeah.
I don't have it written on. I just call them all spears.
Yeah.
He's got his vest, got some necklaces on him, some, bits and baubles in his hair. What is it exactly that you want, Mac?
I want the cloak that Marduketh wears.
You don't want his cloak, you want his robe.
His robe.
No,
sorry.
I'm sorry. No, it is his cloak, sorry. Yeah, his cloak. His cape. And how exactly am I to do that, Mac?
We are planning a mission to enter into Marduketh's domain, unbeknownst to him, and we intend to strike before he knows what's happening. And I'll be honest with you, everything I've heard about that cloak is a detriment to that mission.
So I'm supposed to go in ahead of you? And steal it from him?
Well, come with us. We don't intend to make too much noise until the moment happens.
I assure you that he'll know we're there. Yes, guards and wards. This much I am sure.
I'm aware. But we also have a chess piece available to us that can help us avoid those wards.
And by the way you say chess piece, I imagine it is not something that I can know about until the time comes.
Correct.
Quite.
No.
Then what happens to Rasalama while I'm away?
Well, I will be honest with you, Isilith. I think one or two things are going to have to occur. Either we kill Marduketh, or I don't think Rasalama can last for too much longer against him. This is kind of the call I'm looking for. And I know it's a lot to ask, especially when it leaves your people defenseless, but all of our kingdoms are being left defenseless, or near about defenseless. But
He looks to Tyel here. He kind of gives him the nod. Where will your Trinch Foundation be?
with the exception of a few, the main strike force will be with us, by our side.
And the few?
We'll be left at Castle Backstreet. We
How
will,
about they're here, protecting my people? Castle Backstreet has soldiers. Don't you have that wizard?
Tamlin?
Yes.
He'll be with us.
Ugh, of course.
I mean, you probably only need your father there. And the rest of them could be here.
Well, you think about it.
Yeah.
I can discuss with
You have a few people there. It is kind of,
Zergert! You stand guard at the gates of Rasalama. I've been trading all my life for this, father. As I know, it is a lot to ask. And the Crench Foundation will do everything in its power to help Rasalama. But our resources are scarce. And that's what concerns me. Crench will be with us. Tamlin, Korvac, and myself. And a couple other from the Crench Foundation.
You know what happens if you fail, right?
Oh, we all die.
No. Much worse, my friend. Think harder.
I mean,
We, the team you've put together, is the world's greatest hope, yes?
yes.
And when they're dead? Who's left to stand against him? You're taking the strongest of us
Like a group
and
of...
going into the heart.
Almost.
So if we die, no one will be left out here that can oppose him. You've gotten rid of all those other pieces. Are you aware of this, and are you worthy of this risk?
I don't see another option. The
That's
death
not the same thing. Are you prepared to take that risk?
on my life,
Then
on the life of my family.
we will help you. I will help you.
Thank you.
But you know, we only have one shot at this.
I'm aware. But we're ready.
Now?
Soon.
When?
Tomorrow.
When? First light, noon, afternoon, night? As soon as the moon is at its highest point in the night? When?
I mean, I'll be frank with you. Everything I know about Mardukev's domain, it really doesn't matter. It's his own reality.
So, I ask for a third time. When?
Give it first light. I already have spells.
You're about midday right now.
How long could this stuff over here take?
At dawn. At dawn we strike.
Fine. I will team up with the Cringe Foundation. Let them know I'm coming.
Can I roll insight on his statements? I just want to see, does he seem genuine?
I'm glad for once you guys are finally asking to do that sort of stuff. Absolutely. Go ahead, bud.
13.
He seems genuine. Genuine as you can expect a rogue to be.
Wait. I wish I was there.
I wish you were too, bud, but you got other shit you're doing.
Wish I was there.
I'll take my leave. I have resistance pockets that I can influence, can prepare. And then I'll prepare myself, and then I shall join you.
Thank you, Isilif.
Not a problem. But you must make sure that the Currents Foundation is ready for me, and you must be prepared. I take my leave. And he walks, he doesn't turn around and walk through like the natural path in the garden way. And like, that's kind of more open and has like kind of a breezeway, and then you can see he walks kind of behind one of the bushes in the actual garden itself. And when he does, he just pushes like a small branch aside. It's not enough to cover his whole body, but when it swings back afterwards, he's gone. He's completely disappeared. It's almost like he turned invisible, but he's not. He's just that good at stealth.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I think this is our best hope.
Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi! You're our only hope. Okay. Ty looks to you. Well, that seems like a success to me. Is there anything else you need from me, Mac? Anything else I can do for you?
Maybe not necessarily you, but the library of Rasalama.
To what, if I may ask, are you looking for?
I'm looking for the good stuff they have on Marduketh. I think I'll need to go visit them on my own stead.
What do you define as the good stuff?
The hidden knowledge they hide from everyone.
Go ahead and make a history check.
23.
You did this already when you were there the first time. There was almost nothing.
I'm gonna go speak to Naru.
Okay.
It's been a long time since we've been to Naru, and it's hard to remember everything we discussed, but...
Are you sure we didn't already ask her about that?
I think what he's hoping is that there's new stuff.
Because, right.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, I want to just dig into it a little bit more because it's been a wee bit since we last spoke with her.
Okay. I'm not going to go through all the nitty-gritty. You travel through the city, you go through it, you go through all the steps to get into the hidden room. Then you go from the hidden room into the hidden area of the hidden room, into the pocket dimension of the hidden area of the hidden room in the library.
Hey, quick question, this is important. Was that spider back? The asshole spider that Basco spoke to?
Oh no, that convinced a man to awaken him, and he's gone on his own adventure now, doing his own stuff, killing people as often as he can.
Big bad evil guy.
Bad evil guy.
Remember the last time we were here, you also did something with rats, and it was just a fuck ton of rats at them.
You tried casting Rat King, but because the it's a clean environment, like they do everything they can to stop it, no rats showed up, and you're like, what the fuck? And then like an attendant like that you ask questions to later was just like, hey, just as a brief forewarning, do not use any of the western exits as there are currently 30 rats outside and we don't know why. Because they were just like, hey, we gotta get in there. Our dude's in there. We gotta talk to him. This is the closest entryway to him. But you make your way. You walk down the long strand that heads into the deeper web that holds Neru's castle. And this castle sits upon this cobweb, shrunken but massive in its own pocket dimension. You knock at the gate and open, and once again, it's almost seems smaller on the inside, but you imagine there's throwaways and things you don't see. The library itself isn't massive. It's what could be like a small town library, but the secrets inside, are they juicy. The half-human, half-spider, in varying degrees. Some of them just have a head, some of them have a body. It's Eldritch Horror level kind of shit. Go ahead.
There's one with the legs of the spider, but the foot of people.
No, I understand what you're saying. No, but there is one where the 8 arms are human arms.
And oh my god, it's just like...
I like to imagine it's the spider enemy from Monster Squad.
Bloodborne is what I was going for. But before you can walk in, descending from the giant silo above you, is the giant spider Neru.
Welcome back, traveler.
Hello. Long time no see.
Yes. Do you seek entrance into my library?
I do.
I'm sure you imagine by now that I know the secrets you gave me are no longer secrets,
Yes.
and that a new entrance fee is required.
Yes. This is gonna be a fun one.
She just kind of sits there. She's all spider. She's not like lady purse. She's just a giant fucking gross spider.
Nesmith, the Paragon's family is alive again.
This is no secret to those within here in the wing.
It was worth a try.
I disagree.
Gotta remember, people were on the wall in the estate.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't know, there's gonna be one person. Is that Penelope? Is that Penelope?
Yeah.
And then one person here, and now there's rumors across the land.
Kind of just look up a moment. You know what? Fuck it. If I die from it, oh well. I imagine he will die on my side anyway. Nesmith has connections to another plane of reality. And that's where he gets his music from.
The information you bear to me is false.
What do you mean?
If you do not know, then the secret you give is already wasted. You give me old, useless information.
This one's tricky.
Magic items. Just magic god items. I'll give him one of them. Let him know one of them.
That's a good point.
Just pick one of them.
You have used god items before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've told how many people about them? And every time you have to explain why they don't produce magic effects?
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like you know secrets. You know secrets,
I
but
know.
you promise never to tell them, and you're just kind of like, God, that's the whole point of this. Do you break your oath of secrets to get access to other people's? I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because everything you do has a consequence eventually.
I'm very much like, do I reveal good Mardekev's existence?
That's not just right before we see Marty Cat.
But that's the gamble I'm looking at. I was like, is Mardekev gonna also come here and be like, can I have some
This
secrets?
library is open to anybody.
Yep.
For all you know, there's an agent from Articat in here constantly 24/7 just waiting for new secrets. Because there are people in this
So
library.
like, don't give up the key, and don't give up that Marty Cat. Or anything else that will help us immediately with him.
Oh no.
What?
I'm thinking about the fact that Crench has created his last simulacrum.
I don't think that's a secret.
It's a secret to those who were there. Maybe. I don't know.
Mac Fleetfoot Sr.'s fucking his wife again. Yahoo!
That's definitely not a secret.
Who knows he's alive? Isilith, Ty, and the people in Backstreet.
Yeah,
Whoa.
the people in Gross have seen him but don't know who he is, so I suppose.
The people in Grovestead have seen him from a distance and in a state.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dad. Mac Fleetfoot Sr., who was originally thought to have died.
You're telling the House of Secrets the lore of Mac Fleetwood Sr.?
No, I'm just using it as a preface. Who was thought to have died 30 years ago, is still alive.
She ponders and ponders. The secret is not valuable enough. As he lives his life, more people will know this. Has he sworn to live his life in secrecy?
No.
Then
But-
it is good news, but not a secret. Just something I don't know yet.
He has not aged in those 30 years.
You may season the secret. It does not make it any more of a secret.
He never died in the first place. He was sequestered away.
Uh-oh, see. Let me just...
She might actually know that already.
Not only that. If you say something that's about to be announced, it's not a secret. Like, if I come up to you... Like, I mean, sure, that doesn't maybe necessarily work, like, for things like stocks and stuff like that. But like you said, he's not planning on living his life in secrecy.
It's insider trading.
He's not planning on living his life in secrecy. All it's going to take is the next major event for everybody to know this. So you're literally giving her a secret that in a week is going to be useless. And she's aware of this. You can say whatever you want about how he came back. Doesn't matter. The secret will be useless as soon as anybody sees him enough to tell everybody about it. And that's why she's saying I can't take this. Because unless he's vowed a life of secrecy or to disappear.
Celibacy. Oh no, that wouldn't be him.
No. For all you know, there's already another Mac. Junior. That would be fucked up, huh?
Mac. Good Mac.
Wrap this shit up, B. He wants to play too. If you don't have the cojones to burn one of the ones that you know you shouldn't, and you haven't thought of something else, let's just move to Korvac. Unless you got something for me right now.
Crench has created his last simulacrum and is ready to retire.
She kind of... Retire? This will give people a need to rise. Maybe his enemies will view him as weak. The secret will suffice.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Crench.
And now, what do you do?
I would like to...
She reverse spindles her way back up and hides in her silo with all her arms. And she has way more than 8. are kind of writing in scrolls and doing multiple things at once. That is the one thing that I did make weird about her. Her top half and bottom half aren't connected. Normal means she has like an enlarged abdomen, almost kind of like a praying mantis, so she can kind of while her base and other legs still do other things.
Do you know what magic Mardeketh has developed?
You don't talk to her, you look in the library. So you're telling me what you're searching for.
Yeah. Mardeketh bloopers, 16.
Come on, he wants to
And
play.
I look for any information on Mardeketh, any of the magic he may have created, his backstory, and I look up.
One at a time, what are you looking up? Tell me right now what you want to look up.
The magic he may have created.
Give me a investigation check.
I'm going to use one of my lucky rolls to reroll.
You got advantage on investigation?
Yes, because of my glasses. There we go. That's sexy. A natural 20.
There are spells about his work in divination magic. There are tomes about his methods. And there are tomes about his use of divination magic more so than what other people have done. There is nothing about anything that the Mardeketh Simulacrum you know about has told you about.
Is there any...
Because the only person that knows that is Mardeketh, and why the fuck would he come in here and do that?
It's always worth looking.
Some would disagree.
I would like to do an investigation on... What is it? Yttrium?
Go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and spice this up by adding one of my bardic inspirations. 26.
Which investigation?
Plus 2.
Okay. Some people see it as just a standard kind of magical component. Kind of used in enchantments occasionally. However, there is something about Yttrium that makes channeling to other planes, and more so, not only other planes, but other universes and other realms of existence. Almost as if this material itself is able to either pierce the veil between realms, realities, and universes, or it exists in multiple. And there's research done, and there's different theories on how exactly it works. No one knows for sure, but everyone does know there's something about Yttrium that will help bolster the ability to cut through. A lot of it was originally found as a byproduct of mining in Noramir, and other veins have been found, but for the most part, it's a Noramir thing.
Is there anything written about experiences in nullifying the effects of Yttrium?
I mean, with the exception of, like, whatever... It helps do stuff, but, I mean, magic is ultimately, you know... It's not the pistol, it's not the weapon, but it's an addition to the weapon sort of thing. It's more of a catalyst than it is its own instigator. It doesn't do anything by itself. It aids in the doing of things. So, if you were to cancel those effects, you'd have pretty much the standard way to cancel most magical effects. As it is just a kind of adjudicator in those matters. It doesn't do really its own things by itself.
Okay. The last thing I'd like to research is just what is written on the spells that have become apparent, like Wish, Time Stop, or anything else that is notable that has come into existence recently.
Kind of just topsoil levels of information. Case studies are being made and things are being discussed. secrets are being told. Basically, at this point, it's kind of like, hey, I know that there are some people that have the ability to stop time. I know some people have the ability to use polymorph on a grander scale. There are things where it's like they understand the concept, but they don't understand the means. They know what it is. Like shape change is polymorph plus. They don't know what shape change is, but that's how they're describing it. There's nothing inherently saying that anybody has gotten it, but you also know if anybody has gotten it. I don't know why I didn't make you roll again for this, but whatever.
I'm just so agreeable.
It's more along the lines of, why the fuck would anybody tell anybody they've uncovered the secret?
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to look at?
Only one more. I'd like to know more about the events that are going on in Therawell in regards to what Basco's been doing.
I will let you know now. We are roughly at 7 o'clock at night now.
Never mind, I will come back later.
Okay. You can't just investigate. You do have to spend time. And all this started at noon. So, you leave the library, and how do you get home?
I use my last teleport to go back to Castle Crunch.
Castle Crunch?
Yeah.
Because he's got to notify Islet's coming on board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, aren't you going to link up with your friend?
I can just teleport, you know that.
Hey, buddy.
But I won't know.
Hey, buddy.
Where he is.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
What did I give you about your teleport?
I have to have been there.
And it has to be on the ground.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So I'm gonna teleport and they're like, where the fuck's the castle? Oh well. I have ascending, so.
What's up, bud?
What is that on the screen? On the left-hand side where you are, it's like 3 green lines.
Oh, it's a UI element.
It measures the XY axis of
Yeah.
the followers goal thing.
Yeah, it's not coming up on stream.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
It's part of the OBS.
Yep.
Because the last thing I collect was the subscription goal, so it's kind of like, hey, you're looking to modify me, right?
Burn my...
So you teleport to the... let's just wrap that up, because this should be the last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
You make your way there. Make a Kren. Kren's operating the teleporter. Mark! To what do we owe the pleasure?
Hello, Kren. I'm here to speak with Crunch.
He's in the study. Make your way to the study.
I run there.
Crunch is there. Crunch is here! Mark! To what do I owe the pleasure?
Isilif said he would help us.
Oh. Okay, did I send you to do that?
No.
Oh, okay, just the way you said that made it seem like, okay, I'm just making sure.
No, this wasn't anything I discussed with you, but just want you know I wrapped in another Paragon into our adventure.
Okay.
So yeah, he will help us in, the break-in into Mardukev's domain. I visited Naru, to look for further information on Etrium, Mardukev, stuff like that. Nothing too valuable. That was pretty much it.
Don't you just hate him?
Yeah.
Don't you just fucking hate him when he does shit like that?
Yeah.
Good. Well, then... it's always better to have more allies. And then we'll wrap that up, and we'll go over to Korvac. What were you going to say?
I do mention about, Tyal Kier does want the Crunch Foundation to help in its defense as well.
How does he do it? How does he do it? Hi, Korvac.
Alright.
There wasn't anything important you were supposed to tell them?
About what Korvac's doing? Please elaborate.
You're supposed to
What did Isilith tell you to do?
let him know he's coming. You didn't say that at
Oh
all.
yeah, Isilif's coming.
Too late! Sometimes those things don't happen. If you don't remember to do it, you didn't do it. Sorry, bud.
Okay.
But I mean, come on.
Alright. So, in accordance to where I am, how far do I have to go to get to this army?
The army isn't in one entire place. They've kind of gotten orders to reform and fall back and regather eventually. But they all were kind of stopped in place. It's split up into 3 elements. There is a part higher in the north, there's a part higher in the south, but... Sorry. Northeast, southeast, and then east, kind of. Because that's where they were, and this is where your people were, kind of thing.
Right.
So there was an element up here, an element down here, but the main element and like the leaders and stuff are in that main compartment on the eastern side.
Okay.
It would take you, and since we're leaving you like just before noon, so you have a lot of time to catch up to all the shit he did.
Right.
We're like just before noon, and it'll take you about How do you plan on traveling? That's the most important question.
Is there any form of mount I'd be able to use in this region?
Yeah, probably. How do you intend to get one?
If my tribe has one?
So you want to ask your tribe to see if
they got something like that?
Yeah, there we go. Who do you wish to ask? Your mother or Kaylin?
I'll ask Kaylin. Kaylin is more recent in this area, so.
Korvac, what can I do to help you?
So, I need to go a pretty large distance. Do you guys actually have anything you would ride in this region that I could use?
Oh, God.
Well, I didn't think this was going to come up. I was thinking of walking, was like, maybe not.
I'm just trying to think of what exactly it would be that they would be using. Okay, so that is viable.
Not us.
Sorry, Kaylin. Sorry.
Not us, but the tribe next door. They have a griffin that one of them has managed to mount.
Oh.
Maybe if some convincing you could take that?
Other than that, we could have someone polymorph you into something. But a horse really wouldn't help you through the mountain as much as you'd expect.
I imagine so. Well, I'm sure it's a prized possession for them, so I'll make my way and see what I can do.
It does not take long. You know how to get there at your speed. Takes about 45 minutes of traveling and exploring before, I have pretty good speed, before you catch up to the other tribe. They do stop you, of course.
What do you want?
Well, my name's Korvac. I come from the tribe next door. I have recently relieved...
You know who you are.
Okay, so you know what's happened. There's a large army that's...
Yeah, we're all at war, bud.
Right. I was hoping to ask for your griffin for a moment.
You came here in a time of war to ask for our best asset? Let me go get the chief.
Sure.
He leaves, takes his time. You're kind of just sitting there for a little bit longer than you expect it would take to get the chief. About 15 minutes, 20 minutes rolls by, and a rather hulking Goliath comes out.
You're the one to steal my boy's griffin?
Oh, I wouldn't call it stealing.
You're gonna bring it back?
Of course.
Really?
100%. Never lied in my life.
I'm not talking about lying. I'm talking about
Oh, you think
combat, war.
mismanage and lose it? I see.
It took a while for my boy to conquer that thing. We didn't even think he could do it. You think you can just take it from us?
No. Since it is his.
You offer us nothing, you tell us no reason why.
I was going to get to that.
Then get to it.
I was going to speak to that army that's no longer has a leader to, just to make sure there's going to be a commotion while
What do you mean there's no leader?
Reginald and Regina have decided that they don't want to manage that anymore. They've left.
So there's just a standing army?
Correct.
And you're gonna go fight them with the Griffin.
I wouldn't do that with your Griffin. I promise you that.
My Griffin, my boy's Griffin.
Right. No, I just need to get there and hopefully talk them down from doing anything. Maybe, if it comes to it, take it as my own if I have to, if that's the best plan, but really I just don't want things to be going amok while I'm gone.
So I should give you one of our trophies so that you can take a trophy of your own?
Well, I was hoping that this would actually be a benefit for the whole region.
How?
Maybe we can unify.
So by bending the knee to you, I will give you the necessary methods to do that?
We don't have to make it a bend of the knee, we can make it a
Sure. I will give you the Griffin for half the army.
half the army. What is this tribe? History roll.
Oh, see, bud.
Yeah.
A Goliath tribe, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You're going in there with, like, the diplomacy of a human being. Why, hello there. I would like to borrow your Griffin so that I may go to and take a large army for myself. And it's just like, that's not how Goliath tribes work, and you know it.
Right.
They're
Stab 'em.
conquer. They dominate. They own. They hunt. They're a pack.
Right.
They look out for their glory and no one else's. Like, you know, you're approaching this all wrong. I love you, but you are a fish out of water when it comes to Goliaths.
You're right, because Korvac didn't spend all that
I
much
know.
time with Goliath.
I know.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fighting if I have to do it that way, though. God.
How about this? How about we take the break now,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back for it.
Right.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be right with you. I'm sorry, bud. I don't mean to hassle you, but Jesus Christ, he told you 3 times. He was like, you gotta make sure. You gotta make sure they know I'm coming. You got it! He'll help us.
I do want to say it doesn't help when I'm kind of I know I don't want to make it sound like that, but when I'm trying to make things move faster, because I know other people wait in the
You
play.
don't have to worry about that. That's not what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. When I say, hey, he wants to play too, I'm not saying, hey, play faster. I'm just like, stop doing the, I've got all day. I've got all day to think about this. I got all day to think about this. If I can't think of anything now, I can take all the time in the world. It's just kind of like, no, he's been dying to play. If you can't think of stuff, we got to move to the other guy. That's all I meant when I said that. We can come back to you at Narub if you want to take time. I'm just saying it's unfair for you to sit here in 3 minutes in silence while you think, while he wants to play, is what I was getting at. Not saying you've got to wrap that shit up. Just kind of, hey, it's unfair to just sit here and occupy the spotlight when you don't know what you're trying to do exactly. Because you don't have it all fleshed out. There's nothing wrong with just switching to someone else and coming back to you when you're ready. That way he gets to play and you get to think. It's the best of both worlds. You don't have to necessarily just kind of sit on it. I wasn't rushing you. That being said, you can have all the excuses you want. He asked you to do something you didn't do it. That's all there is to it, bud.
Okay.
It just happens sometimes. I've told you got to write that shit down.
You have to stab him, by the way. That's the answer.
Or just do more. You know, like, just be like, hey, you know, like, hey, aren't we going to be better if we're unified? Like, hey, aren't we going to, you know, you know, something like that. Like, it's not just like, hey, can you give me this thing so that I can go take an army, please?
Well, I mean, gotta probe to see how valuable it was to them first. That's why I was like, normally when, well, I wouldn't say
You
normally.
could have buried the lead. As
Could've.
if said, hey, I'm going to go conquer an army.
Can I take your son's dog with me so we can go and, go into a potentially dangerous
No,
situation?
not dog.
Oh, I know.
Do you know anybody that's conquered a griffin?
No.
So you're asking for their prize trophy
Mm-hmm.
to go take the prize trophy for you. That's worth even more.
Right.
And you're offering nothing, and you're just kind of asking. Which, once again, just kind of asking is not really a Goliath thing. Like they reward power, strength, dominance, that sort of stuff. I'm not saying you gotta wrap heads, because, Korvac's always been a guy who, brings things to both worlds. The best of both worlds. But, these aren't your people anymore. They are your people because they are Goliaths.
Right.
But they aren't your tribe. They aren't your pack.
Right.
They view you as an outsider with us. And that's the entire point of why the Fingers have never been united.
Right.
You gotta unify them. You can't just, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I was your leader? Aren't I better than you?
Hey, I'm better than you.
But
No.
then use that! Use that!
We'll be right back, everybody.
I could go in and beat every person at that, army, and then I will be king of the Fingers. We will be king of the Fingers.
There can't be two kings!
That's not true if Korvac and Basco got married.
It doesn't have to be a monarchy, though. I don't see how a monarchy would even work in Was the camera? Were we muted this whole time?
Yep.
Son of a bitch. Alright. Well, that's 2 hits.
Jesus Christ. That was some of the coolest shit that ever fucking happened, and we were fucking muted the entire fucking time.
Well, it's past. Try to think of it that way.
Please double
Yeah.
check me, guys. Please double check me.
The future, I will. So it's 24, 27, 30, 31. Or 38, sorry.
So, how many attacks have you done?
2 hits.
Okay. So, you've only done 38 damage.
Correct.
Yeah, he's still standing.
Yep.
You have your bonus action, right?
Yep.
He doesn't have much left in him. Homie.
I don't have to crit for this one, I realize. I can still
Yeah,
hit
I
him.
know. You guys gotta remember what the
Yep.
fuck you can do.
I can still hit him with the back of that pole. I keep forgetting that's a thing because I normally have something else going on. Alright. So 25 hits.
That does. How do you want to do this?
Oh.
He had 2 HP left.
Alright.
It's one of those scenarios again where you get him so close to death and you're like, oh, what do I do? And it's just like, finish him? Finish him? Finish him?
Well, it's the back of the staff. So honestly, it's gonna be club in the head. Or back of the. So just like 2 hits and then just as hard as I can, just right across the face.
Do you let him turn around first?
That was what I was insinuating.
I know you spat and said I'm not done yet, but you can still do it before he turned around.
I let him turn around.
So he turns around just in time after he thought he killed you, and your 5 regen was just enough to bring you away for your -1, to bring you up to 4. You stood up, spat blood in his back, and told him to turn around. Like you just said, you stab him twice in the chest, and then crack his skull open with the back end of your blood chrysalis. And he falls dead at your feet. I'm gonna need you... Oh, to say the battle's yours, what do you do next?
Well, still enraged. The only reason why I had to kill him is because I almost lost. So I'm gonna battle cry towards the crowd. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I died!
It's like that serial killer.
No, I'm gonna give a nice hearty hurrah. Well, battle cry. You want me to do it? I can try.
I want you to do it. Yeah! And it takes a couple seconds, but everybody's like... A person all dressed in white approaches you. I have the means to bring him back, if you so choose.
So, dropping rage, wiping my face real quick. Yeah, I didn't mean for it to get that out of hand, but he was strong. Bring him back.
1 second. He reaches, he kneels down, touches his forehead. A crystal dissolves. And he stands. Okay, yes, I said press fucking play. There we go. And he opens his eyes, awakens, stands in front of you, and reaches out a hand.
Alright, and I grab it and pick him up. Oh, he stands already. Never mind. Yes, so yes. I thought
I've had the time of my life.
No. So I shake his hand. You might have been the strongest man I've ever fought.
Same. No one's ever killed me before. I respect that. What are your orders?
I've heard word that not every man was taken in willingly when Reginald and Regina took order. There are some prisoners amongst
We
us.
took tribes when your option is perish or join us. Most choose join.
Right.
If someone wants to leave, they can.
That is what I'm
But
asking.
there's not much home left for many people.
I see.
We hold here until you give us orders.
That
We'll
is
pull everyone back.
that is for the best. I do have something I must take care of.
We'll be here.
May I have your name?
My name is Korvac. No, I'm just kidding.
God.
Sten.
Sting, Stan.
S-T-E-N. Sten.
Do you have a name for this army?
We never needed a name.
All
The wolf pack.
right.
We don't.
That's fine. I get it. I just wanted to know for my notes.
we will now be known as the wolf pack. Hey, why?
What? We're named what? No, I don't think so.
All right. I must return this griffin to a tribe I borrowed it from.
Oh no. Oh no.
What?
You're gonna have to ride it in front of them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What?
He's gonna have to try and ride
Or-
the griffin.
No, I'll return it. I was gonna say,
You
does the
could
griffin?
command them to return it for you.
And then what would he do?
I could just teleport, but I don't know where I'm going. I would send.
Well,
them
hold
back.
on. Here's the thing. Where would you go?
I would try to go teleport to. Shoot, I'd have to. I would definitely message Mac.
You have Ascendant?
I do have that one. I made sure
Oh,
I
yeah,
kept
that's right.
one.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So. I still think I want to do it in person. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to return the griffin.
God, you are so fucking honorable.
Even though you have like no time,
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
hold
that's
on.
true. That's because it's gonna be time.
you have
consuming.
advantage on it
That's right.
because you have foresight.
I just forgot earlier. Here goes.
Reginald.
Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
Okay. It's
I see double digits.
animal handling. 11.
Remember, I said you just had to get higher than 10.
Yeah.
You're going, but not at full speed.
Gotcha.
Once again, but you know where you're going back to this time, so it doesn't take you as much long. It just takes you about an hour, just under an hour. So we're sitting at roughly 4:30 right now. 4:45, whatever you want to call it. All right.
So I return to Bartok. Your griffin's back, as we agreed.
Not my griffin. My
Yours.
boy's griffin.
Your son's.
Yes. Dresden is there. Takes it, pats it. Let's not a bit of harm on him. You've done good. You've been honorable.
It worked out, just so you guys know. There won't be any havoc.
You're alive.
Yeah.
Just hold up your end of the deal.
7 days.
We'll see you, Wolf Strider.
Like that. Thank you.
And then what do you do from here?
I send to Mac. Mac, I have finished my business. Where can I find you? That's it.
Meat.
Well, hold on. We're getting into some weird territory.
Yeah.
Because it is earlier than it is when he got to Castle Backstreet.
Oh shit! It is timey-wimey bullshit.
But I can just say we meet at Crunch's Castle.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. This would have been when he was investigating. So we can just say you bothered him while you were in the library.
Hmm.
So you can,
Send to me, Korvac.
yeah, while he's in the library. I imagine I already know what you're going to do. Hey, remind me to say a thing later. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I
No, it's exactly that. Unless do I have this?
No. He said to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and respond.
As have I. Isilith will be joining us at Crench's castle. Once my business is done, I will also head back there. Love you.
Okay.
Once again, you still didn't do it.
Yep. No.
But now you can say.
Well, let's see.
Probably in a Castleback tree, right?
At least that's a good starting point.
Because I can go from there.
Hey, Paul.
So, tap my blood crystals on the ground.
And where do you teleport to?
Castleback Street.
Where? You have your house. You got Tamlin's Tower. You got the apple tree. You get your mom's
At
room.
the apple tree, because that way I would see if there was a castle above me. I have to be outside.
The castle wasn't there. Remember, the castle was over in the Western Isles and was making its way back.
Ah, I see.
Vaughn can teleport.
Doesn't matter,
Yeah.
because that's where the castle was heading back to, or you
Alright.
could just wait for it.
Yep.
You guys
But
always
I'm gonna
like,
go. I'm gonna.
no, I need to be there now.
But
Yeah. Gonna go see Vaughn. Because I realize it's too early.
You make your way through. Raph and Vaughn are in their kind of work area that they have that is like joint, like when they do maybe not, wizardry shit, but just kind of like logs, stuff like that. He can handle his registration, pays, logbooks, stuff like that, ins and outs of the castle, and then he can also handle studying, keeping books, stuff like that. That way they also keep each other company. So Raph and Vaughn are together. Vaughn sees you. Ah, Korvac, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, excuse me. I've been.
excuse me. I'm on my way to
I'm on my way.
To Prince's Castle. We have a long day tomorrow. I was hoping if Vaughn could bring me there.
To my knowledge, he'll be here before you all set off. He's coming to rest here for the evening. I could teleport you there, but he is to be here in an hour and a half or so.
It's only an hour? Alright. I can rest for a bit.
Sure. Was there anything else you needed?
No, thank you.
Companionship.
Raph kind of looks at you. You'll be taking Tamlin with you, won't you?
Correct.
It would be good to grab him and let him know that it's coming in an hour. I don't think anyone has told him yet.
Okay.
If you would be so kind.
Sure, I'll go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
walk up the stairs of Tamlin's, knock on his door.
He takes his time because it's an irregular time for people to be visiting him. But you do hear after a couple minutes, not minutes, seconds. You hear his steps from behind the door and then open. Korvac, good to see you. Come on in. Is it? See a little anxiousness in him. Is it almost that time?
Yeah, Crinch will be here in roughly an hour, and we're just gonna head on up to him.
Good. Make yourself at home, pour yourself a drink if you'd like. I've got a few things I've got to grab.
Sure thing.
He closes the only other door in the room behind him as he goes up his staircase. Room is yours. Do you do anything? You grab a drink, you sit down. What do you do?
Well, is there anything, now that I'm alone in this room, that I can look at that normally I would
Go ahead and
have
give me a
looked at?
perception check.
Okay, that's a 26.
The room seems normal.
Yeah.
Everything seems fine.
Yeah.
You even make your way towards the bar and contemplate a drink, maybe, thinking about it. He didn't offer it. But as soon as you notice it, you also notice there's someone standing right behind you.
Don't move. I have poisons you've never heard of. And I have a blade at your neck and your back.
Do I recognize this voice?
No.
Shit. May I speak?
I didn't say you could not.
What do I? What do I owe the pleasure?
The enemy of an enemy of an enemy might be a friend, but still you are my enemy for right now.
So what do you want?
I think I have something that you need, that you do not know you need. And I'm willing to make a deal. If I lower my guard, will you attempt to kill me?
No.
You being truthful?
Yeah.
Okay, she believes you. She lowers her weapon. You can kind of, as it's being moved, you kind of see there's something about her dagger that doesn't make sense. And when you turn, you see that she is partly incorporeal.
Oh. Okay.
And she sits down in the chair. And she is a drow. Almost entirely covered. You can barely see any of her skin. Little bits of the fingertips. You can make sense behind. She has a veil, kind of like that night cloak armor. She's covered in like kind of leather armor, tunic, head covering, and it's all tight and closely bound so that it can't. Some of it cloth, some of it belt, but just as little silhouette as possible. But even still, she doesn't seem like of this. She seems almost phase shifted. But she's your first drow you've ever seen. We've long since had an assassin, which is me. I don't quite exist in sync with you all. It's part of the arrangement. I can go into magnificent mansions. I can go into towers like this. And I wield weapons you have not heard of. And I have a weapon that can make sure when it kills someone, their soul goes nowhere else. All I need from you is one promise. And that promise needs to echo from you to your friends. To Mac, to Basco, to Darian, to Harriet, to Maximilian, everyone. You don't come to the drow. You know if you kill him, he'll go somewhere else.
I know.
And I know, in time, when it comes, when we're ready to take the surface, if left unchecked, and just at his most powerful, he'll obliterate us before we ever get there. I know you fear us. I will do.
I know there's a long history between you and Preference.
There's a long history between Prevence's people and my people. Yes, that is accurate.
This return to the surface that you speak of, if we don't...
Not a return. But if we wish to own all, if we wish to be our full potential, if we wish to ever expand beyond what we have, if we ever attempt to go on the surface where I can, with a light that doesn't burn us, any hope for any outward expansion in any direction, he knows the powers we have. He has the foresight to stop us.
Right.
He would obliterate us at our core.
And he has the power to do so. So we want him dead. So we will offer you this, but you must still agree that you do not put a halt to what we have going on down there, for it does not concern you.
So long as it doesn't concern us, is what I'm worried about.
You keep your surface world. But what land underneath we take, that is ours, not yours.
Well, I can just try to insight some of this.
Go ahead.
$24. Can I get a vibe of potential nefarious reasons why they want to be left alone any younger?
You know they're planning on massive expansion. That's clearly what the next move is. If they can get a claim from a world power right now that you won't fuck with whatever stakes they have when it comes to it, when they outwardly expand, if let's say you guys move downward and you just happened for whatever reason to put a step on their land, you just be like, hey, nuh-uh, fuck off, go back up. You're basically giving them free reign for imperialism underground right now.
Yeah. It's not really my call to make.
But you're literally being offered the one thing you need.
It's just more of a peace offering, is what I'm taking away from it. It's like, listen, the next steps we make, kill Mardukov. Anything after that, we just want the world to know we would like to not be killed for what we're about to do.
What do you think about it? I pondered. Can I speak to Blood Chrysalis?
You can do that at any time, my dude.
What do you think, Blood Chrysalis?
With this crystal, do we need it? Would we be able to do the same thing with the blood chalice in you?
I can consume his flesh. That's not what contingency or clone does. On top of it, well, it has its limits, of course. But the Soul Chrysalis would have to be the final touch. I don't think that's what this is. I think this hurts him, from what I can tell and what I can divine. It'll take roughly a couple seconds after a hit. He'll be incapable of going elsewhere.
I see.
It certainly does things I cannot.
Alright. I turn to the drow. Now, just so we're clear, I am just one Goliath. I can spread the word.
One Goliath with a standing army, unbeknownst to history. We have word that travels fast.
I see. But you're asking me to speak on behalf of
I'm
3
asking you to make a
nations.
peace treaty for a nation with which have all agreed with these other nation states to create one world government. You're all asking to fly under the same banner. And I'm telling you, that banner needs to respect us.
No.
I could always take it. And she kind of reaches towards it. If you don't mind. If you wouldn't. No?
Well, when you put it that way, it's very reasonable. I will work out an agreement with the 3 nations.
All of the nation. Just give words. You don't have to go to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to know.
And they will know that you will help us with Mardukov.
That's what, if that's how you wish it, yes.
I feel like that'd be the best way to mull it over with them.
Then it is agreed.
Alright.
And as soon as you say all right, she kind of fizzles out, almost turning into sand and then gone. The knife sitting on the table in front of you.
What a cheeky fucker. She went to the most honorable person.
She did.
Had you made your magnificent mansion, she would have gone to you.
Well, it's a knife then. I take it then.
A dagger.
Dagger.
It is a wooden handle with an onyx blade. It too kind of seems mildly phase shifted, but only after you kind of look at it for a long time. The wood itself seems infused with the metal as if it's still growing. And as soon as you touch it, if you do touch it, it has a slight cold touch to it no matter where you touch it.
Okay. And I just keep examining it and until I hear Tamlin coming down. Because if I hear Tamlin come down,
As soon as you
Putting
pick
it
it up,
away.
you basically hear Tamlin behind you go, "Cool knife, where'd you get it?"
Joe Mama.
believe it or not, but from the drow.
Cool. Did you grab a drink?
I did not. I was just admiring.
No. Well, I'm gonna grab one.
Yeah, I'll
He
take
grabs a small pour of whiskey, pours you one.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost that time, huh?
Yep. Should probably start heading downstairs.
Are you ready?
With one rest on the castle, and then we're doing this. Yes.
I'm not asking about that. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're gonna change history. Again. You know that.
Tends to be what happens lately. Yes.
So he clinks your glass and he unhooks. He unhooks the cage and they go, almost like his head's in a birdcage, and pours a glass of whiskey in. Is it here?
That might be it, yeah.
But wow, never thought about you having to do that all the time.
I think I mentioned it the first time after he had the brain cell attached, which is just kind of like a birdcage around the head, kind of what you'd imagine the Bloodborne kind of thing. Gives him some cool magical abilities, since none of them could really make benefit of it. And his persuasion's already pretty bad, which gave some pretty negative effects too, because who would ever talk to a guy with one of those on his head? But he doesn't care, because he lives in a tower alone.
Yeah.
Was that it?
I think so. There's a car outside. Just wait to see if somebody walks off.
But
You still have some time if you want anything before we wrap this up.
no, I think that's it. We're gonna enjoy a drink with Tamerlane.
Tamerlane. You do?
We're both excited. Yeah, I take brandy. We're both excited.
You have your moment. You share that kind of like, oh boy, here we go. A little bit of nervous, a little bit of excitement, a little bit of, oh, this is gonna be fun. But you have your drink. You eventually will make your way, and then that's where we'll gather things. Y'all can reconvening in Crinch's tower. Beginning next time.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
You got final thoughts?
Don't die.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So basically, the knife is a standard dagger. It is a +3. You can attack with it as a bonus action.
Yes.
And after a hit with this, you have one entire turn. It gets back to that person's turn. Anytime after that or during that, basically until its turn starts again, if that person dies, their soul won't go to clone. It won't go to anything like that. It'll be gone. Like kind of like if a nightmare dies, the only way to bring it back is wish. But for as far as you know, that doesn't even work. Like it is gone, dead.
Come on. So it destroys the soul.
Yes. So that is a very powerful artifact that they just gave you.
My pen is dying. So
1 turn after. It'll stay in effect for 1 turn after.
It'll
the hit.
stay until whoever uses its beginning of their next turn.
Okay.
To the beginning of the person who uses its next turn.
Okay.
Any final thoughts, Thomas?
Oh, I get this going to die.
Boy, I sure do hope so.
It's either that or the campaign comes to a screeching halt.
You thought his number was up there, didn't you?
Oh wells.
Whoops.
Alright, let me see what I can send you all off to. If anybody.
Could you imagine, like, just their Korvac dies right there?
Well, I'm just surprised you were in -1. And I'm surprised you forgot about the whole fucking.
Coming back after.
Yeah, it happened to the trolls. Why wouldn't it happen to you?
Yeah. Makes sense.
I'm gonna send you over to Vampire, who is playing Fortnite. You can stay with him if you want, but just figured I'd send him some love. Till next time, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Good night.